Hey guys, good morning. It's Wednesday the 19th of September, and should be a pretty quick morning edition. It's really pretty early here. I almost, part of me would like to start walking out. It's so cool out. Of course, it's dark, and the roads wouldn't be the safest. But more importantly for me is I bought almost 2 gallons of water yesterday, and as of this morning, they're gone. So I've got about 35 miles ahead of me today, and can't do it without any water. One of the challenges I'm finding as I head across the country is things aren't like they are back east, with everything open 24/7 and every street corner having a Dunkin' Donuts and a Starbucks and a mini mart and a 24-hour grocery store. I'm sitting in front of the grocery / post office / gas station in town, what is hyped on the internet as the travel center. So making my way here last night, I thought for sure I would get an opportunity to get replenished, so when I woke up this morning I could hit the ground running. But the facility doesn't open until 7 a.m. So it's about a few minutes after 5 a.m. right now. So I'm going to get my day in order, do my book chapter while I sit here and wait. It's cool. The wind hasn't, wind hasn't stopped here at all in West Texas. It is what it is. So it's nice when it's the sun is beating down on you to have that wind. When it's a little dark like this, a little chilly, so you can have a long sleeve on underneath the shirt here for the morning. So today is one of those days where if I get to where I need to be, I'm going to end up kind of in that no man's zone. I walked through a good portion of the late afternoon into nightfall last night, like I've been wanting to, taking advantage of it. I'm actually about a day ahead of schedule right now, because I got about a 20-mile ride yesterday from Freddie, and then I pushed myself a little further. So I think that the next town I'm going to be heading towards is a town called Groom, Texas. I understand there's a few cool things in Groom. The Leaning Tower of Texas, I think it's called, and I think it's the VW graveyard. So there are some touristy Route 66 sites to share with you guys when I get there. And then after that, there's not a whole lot of anything for about another 35 miles. And then I'll be getting towards Amarillo way. I think, as I've learned on this journey, when towns, when these KOAs, which I never knew about them, I've seen signs all over the world. I'm 50 years old. I saw signs. I'd never been to one in my lifetime. I'm not a camper, although I'm slowly reconsidering that. They say they're in a town. They're not necessarily right in that town. They're 8, 10, sometimes more than that, as El Reno was, outside the town they're named after. So in my case, the Amarillo one, to my advantage, is closer to the east. So I'll be hitting that before I actually hit the city of Amarillo. So I think that's going to be my my earmark to, earmark, is that the right word? I just make up words as I go. That's going to be my goal, to get to by tomorrow. Never know what the day holds for me. What I do know is when you got no towns, I don't have much in the way of journey stories, unless, fortunately for me, like I said, Freddie waited for me and gave me a lift. I'm not here to say I've taken every step of the way. If somebody wants to offer me a lift and take me into the next town, I'm all for that. If I can have lunch with them and get to speak with them and learn about them. And like I said, it's really been interesting how I've been learning about people, so much more in depth than I'm sharing on the videos. I'm doing the best I can on the videos, but you can't cover it all. It's like I said, some of these people are just ordinary folks just like myself, but they have a different perspective that I never saw before, never thought about before. It gives me a whole new way to look at life, and I think will make me a better dad, because when my kids are in different situations, I'll be able to share perspectives I didn't have before. So this journey's been, on the slower days, has been really, really cool, and on some of the busier days, it's been just beyond amazing. So that's about it, really. Just want to kind of give you an update where we are. Oh, no, it's not it. That's not it. Just about it. I have to recognize the week 2 football pick'em winner was a Canadian. I have a suspicion it's my dear friend Scott Eganhead. I think I came in second again, or I was tied for second going into Monday night, and I don't know how that ended up. So for the overall year, it might be 1-2 with him again. I'm not sure. So anyway, get your picks in. If you haven't joined, let me know. Get on our website. Please join. You go to Yahoo Football Pick'em. It's PTT Journey 2018 is the sign on, and I think it's 5283 or 5823. I should write that down, shouldn't I? Anyway, and you can sign on. So I would love to have 300 people on there. It just costs nothing. You need a Yahoo email address. I know they didn't take it originally. A lot of people had to get just make a second one, but you can create a second Yahoo email in 2.4 seconds, and then join the party and have some fun with us. I'd really appreciate that. Also, I got a text, a really sweet text last night. My dear friend and neighbor, Miss Pat, who's the one that sends out the shirts on my behalf, runs my shirt inventory back home. Always looking out for me. Love you, Miss Pat. Hope you and Barry are well, even Koufax. But I guess now that I have a finish date, I guess she was looking into some airline fares and let me know that Southwest is having a sale towards the end of October. But like everything else, the sale is, if you purchase now, today, or whatever, not today necessarily, the next couple of days. So I don't have a plan. Somebody asked me that yesterday too, asked me about a plan as to how I'm getting home. Again, I'm not walking home. I'm just trying to figure out the day. Like I said, I'm going to be arriving there Friday, October 26th. I'm pretty sure, my daughter already told me that you can't be a crybaby when you see us. There's no chance that I'm not going to be. I don't know if I'm going to see him there, back home when I get home. But I know it's going to be an emotional day for me. I get emotional. And it is a pretty big deal. But, so I have a feeling once I walk into that pier, it's a pier over water, so I assume it's California and there's some beaches around. I have a feeling I might just go drop my stuff on the beach and just sit there and drink it all in for a while. And then I'll probably toss everything in my bag, because I've had enough of these yellow shirts for a while, and I might just process that day. That would leave me Friday night. I don't know, maybe go celebrate with a cold beer or something like that, or a fish taco. Southern California is famous for fish tacos, right? So maybe I'll get a fish taco. But I'll be talking to family between now and then. I know some people have talked about coming out. If they can and they do, that's great. If they can't, it's perfectly understandable. But the sooner I get back home, get back in the swing of things. I do have something of a confession to make, if you guys are still hanging in there with me on this video. Nobody knows this yet, but I put out, there's one of the reasons why it's important for me to cut this trip short is a promise I made my son last year that he probably doesn't even remember, but I do. So there's two reasons. One is that promise, but in order for the promise to come to fruition, I might need some help and generosity from a certain organization. I reached out to them yesterday on one of my breaks, and hopefully something comes of it. If not, again, I'll find a way. I always seem to. But I don't want to. Anytime I've kind of talked about a paper or a group or something like that, or a brand or anything commercial that I've reached out to and appealed to them to say, hey, wouldn't this be a neat story? I think it's fallen flat every time but one. So no need to really tell you too much more detail than that. Also, every year for Christmas, I think I've shared with you guys, I get the kids and Heather, Heather's my kid's mom, guys. So see, I know I throw a bunch of different names out there. She's one of my best friends, and I dumped a lot on her when I left here, leaving her to juggle 3 kids and play Uber mom and go to work and everything else. Mow the lawns I used to mow for her, and now she's got my little dog with her. Anyway, I like to get them tickets to a Broadway play for Christmas, and then I take the kids up, and the part of the deal is they have to feed. I have to make 5 like bag lunches that they give to the homeless while they're up there, and that's one of the most special things for me, is watching them do that. In fact, I think it's one of the most special things for them, even more so than a Broadway play. But of course, in order to do that, Broadway tickets are fairly costly, and being as I am unemployed at the moment, and the book won't be finished by November with any cash rolling in or anything like that, I'm going to need to get some kind of short-term work to be able to afford to give them that. I'm not going to let this journey or my lack of a job at the moment stop or break that tradition. So one of the other challenges, I don't have my laptop with me, but as I get closer to civilization, if I can get into if I can make a day where I get ahead of myself, maybe somebody, maybe a trucker gets me a ride and I skip a town, but if I can get to a computer, I might need to get into my email and update my resume, and I really might need to start sending that out remotely while I'm out here, so when I get back, I can find something, to pay the bills and get medical insurance and all that good stuff. I certainly don't mind work. I've got a business lined up in mind that I'm going to pursue for sure. I've reached out to a couple of people with that. Certainly the book is going to be being finished and finalized, and not sure how that's going to work, if we're just going to put it on Amazon. I know I've been talked to a few folks that have asked me to kind of come back through town and appear at a library or a place for sort of like a book signing, and that would be a fun trip. Maybe making the summer with the kids, for a couple of weeks or something, I don't know. Anyway, I'm just throwing a bunch of stuff out there. But as I said, there's a reason why. I was talking with, I think, Toby yesterday, and we were talking about my finish date, and we weren't talking personally, it was kind of on text. But just so people understand, when I originally started this thing, if I went 20 miles a day across Route 30 Lincoln Highway, it would have been about the first or second week in December. But then we're moving that up by about 6 weeks, and it's not because we're cheating or getting ahead. When I first made the plan, I wasn't going to walk on Sundays. It was going to be my rest day. Well, when you add 20 Sundays or let's say 16 Sundays of walking into the equation, that's 320 miles. So that's essentially 2.5 weeks right there that we would take off the top. And then when you consider that as of about at least the start of this week, that the last 6 weeks of my journey, I'm going to be doing 35 miles a day versus 20 miles a day. Not quite double, but that takes off about another 4.5 weeks right there. So as I said, normally, as the rest of this journey goes, as I get from Mini Mart to Mini Mart, I would have been stocked up today with all the waters I would need and food, and I'd be on my way and getting a head start to make those 35 miles happen without too much stress on the body. Anyway, but here I am today waiting for the Mini Mart to open up. I will get going, groom, and then middle of nowhere tonight, and then on to, I think, Amarillo tomorrow. So for those of you that are looking to spread the word or point the thumb, please remember to point the thumb at yourselves first. Please blame later. Point the thumb and listen to what the other people are saying before you have a rebuttal to them. And reach out to Amarillo if you'd like, to the media, let them know I'm coming. Kira, Landon, and Grace, I love you guys so much. And I'll talk to you soon, guys. Take care now.